just as nobody else. Got something for you, but keep it to yourself. I'm feeling curious, want to explore it. Nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute. Before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it. Hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on. Here with me, I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay. We'll take it slow.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Brooklyn Nets in their house, Barclays Center. And for Brooklyn, they dropped the first matchup against this squad. They'll try to even the series in tonight's game. And Kenny, we have lots to talk about. One thing coming up on the horizon, the trade deadline. Front offices have had time to evaluate rosters. What are your feelings about blockbuster in-season trades?
Huge deals are rare in the season. You know,
Huge
typically
deals.
Huge deals. You know, but typically they come in the offseason because teams have time to nurture and bring them together. But there have been some great trades in midseason. So you can find new life right after the trade deadline, a la Clyde Drexler, the Houston Rockets, to get us our second championship.
Good point. New players would be slow to acclimate. But, I think at times you risk disrupting chemistry.
Sometimes worth the risk and sometimes not.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I don't.
Kevin Harlan, take it away.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Tell them sit down. Be humble. 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 Sit down.
It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Milwaukee Bucks today. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some terrific NBA action. With Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge on the sideline. Today's game continues this Brooklyn Nets homestand. They just haven't been able to buy a break lately. 5 of their last 6 games have been losses.
Well, this is a bounce-back game for them, guys. I mean, they faced this team once before and came up empty-handed. So looking for a different outcome tonight, both for their confidence and then don't forget to try and win that season series.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, Giannis Antetokounmpo came to the NBA as an unheralded 19-year-old from Greece, but he's been a quick study at the NBA level. One reason? He actually takes notes. He said, "We all make mistakes and your mind can't remember them all. I write what I did wrong and what worked. I'm going to keep it going. Someday I'll have a collection." That dedication, Kevin, the sky is the limit for the Greek freak.
Boy, that's fascinating stuff, D.A. Thank you so much. What better way to learn from your mistakes? And coming up fast, the All-Star break. Brent, we talk about how that gives players a chance to rest up. How valuable do you think that really is?
Well, I think it's important, Kev, that it's active rest and that you do something during the break. The league has now extended the All-Star break for players, so it's even more imperative that they do that. But the mental rest is huge. Just to get away, spend time with friends and family, refresh yourself, especially if you're a team that's got a chance to play in the postseason. Get ready for that run, and it's on.
Tip-off goes to Milwaukee. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Bledsoe is out there with Malcolm Brogdon. Then it's Chris Middleton. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Henson in at the 5 spot.
It's going to take a little more to get Antetokounmpo off of his mark there. Adept at finishing those difficult shots.
And so the Milwaukee Bucks get the first points of the ballgame. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that. Out in the open court and explosive.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Just watch Eric Bledsoe out there and just the athleticism that he can play with at that position. Seems like he's still getting stronger and faster every year. He's got tremendous burst and tremendous power. Tough for opposing point guards to match that kind of physicality.
The free throw drops for Eric Bledsoe. And for Bledsoe, it is said that he greatly improved his diet since establishing himself in the league.
Well, I like the fact that Eric Bledsoe has taken this a lot more seriously. Of course, he's a very physical player, plays the point guard position, and with that kind of taxing work on your body, best thing you could do is make sure you fuel it up for that kind of action.
Both good from the line that time.
Well, the leadership that Bledsoe keeps stepping further and further into, this is a guy you can count on to take and make big shots.
And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That is his first foul of the game. Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. They double him with Middleton. Pass to Dinwiddie. This one for 3. That one, no good. And Milwaukee will come the other way. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And this is why depth is so important. You know, next man up, and it's pretty much the philosophy for every good team in our league.
Well, you're going to have injuries. You're going to have nights where there's foul troubles or the starters just struggle. So you need a strong bench to remain consistent in this league.
And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's his first foul. Bucks on defense. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And again, it's the Nets missing. And it's Milwaukee's ball. They've got an 8-0 run. And slam dunk by Henson.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Well, it's so nice to have the early lead. This is where you want to stick with what's working until somebody shuts you down.
And so it's Brooklyn with it, following the bucket by the Bucks. Here's Brogdon. It doesn't go for him. Nice D from Russell.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Took him no time at all on that one.
And maybe a deep breath moment for them. They're now 1 for 4 to start the game.
And John Henson with the slam.
Coaching staff has to like that ball movement, and it began with Bledsoe.
Here's Dinwiddie. 23 points for him the last game against the Lakers.
And don't forget about the work he did on the boards. His rebounding was a huge help in that game.
And the foul on John Henson. That's his first foul. Here's Dinwiddie. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. And the jam by Tyler Zeller.
And just showing great vision there. Russell surveys the floor and whips it to the open man. That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. Nets trail by 9. Stolen by Henson. The rebound by the Nets. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
Yeah, and the second chance points, guys, mean a lot over the course of a game, and they just had so few opportunities, and I think that was their Achilles heel.
Yeah, they were like good college players, one and done. You got to be able to make some noise on the offensive glass and keep possessions alive. They weren't able to do that.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Russell with a wide open look. A three-pointer off the mark. Here's Milwaukee now. They're on a 14-5 run. And John Henson with the slam.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
Think about Eric Bledsoe and the early part of his career as an understudy to Chris Paul out of college, learning from both him and Chauncey Billups. That ain't bad. Didn't come into his own until he was finally traded and became a full-time starter.
Now to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months. The scope of that for Antetokounmpo.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Doubled by Henson. Here's Zeller. And the dunk by Zeller.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Doubled by Henson. Outside, Russell. To the inside, Zeller. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Here's Henson. Second chance shot, and it's Antetokounmpo with the bucket inside. Antetokounmpo's got 10 points in the game.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Antetokounmpo on the double team. Back to Russell. Shot clock at 6. To the middle. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
And that one's good, Brogdon.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. Carroll banked in off the glass. Carroll's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And how about Carroll using his size there, taking it strong inside?
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing, the passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
Now here's Zeller. 6 points for him. Carroll with it. Knocked away. Oh, and here comes Bledsoe all alone. They grab their own miss. The shot's good from Henson.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Over to the left wing. Dinwiddie kicks to Zeller. That shot missing. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. Middleton dishes to Henson. Count that bucket. 14 points for him.
Now this is where he should operate. Henson has developed his skills, but has limited range.
Here's Dinwiddie, guarded by Bledsoe. Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. Russell inside, lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
And happy to take it up inside. You see Russell under control and in charge.
Nets trail by 13. Dinwiddie passes to Russell. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
And for D'Angelo Russell, the former number 2 overall pick in 2015 out of Ohio State. Greg, in your opinion, what makes him so special as a prospect?
I think it's all about his skill level. I mean, the league loves players who can handle, pass, and shoot. And he can do all three at an elite level. And he's not just a stationary shooter. He can hit pull-ups, a very good in-between game as well. Let's just see if he can continue his maturation process.
We see it so often. A player will languish in one system, then flourish in another. Brent, during your 14-year career, which coach's system fit you the best, you think?
Well, I think my years in Seattle, we opened up the offense a little bit. I had the opportunity to play more of a point off guard. But I also enjoyed the structure of what Greg Popovich's system in San Antonio offered up as well. It's always interesting, Kevin, with players who are languishing on benches for other ball clubs, how general managers start to assess whether that guy can be part of something great if they were to bring him in. I had the opportunity to play for a lot of great coaches and thought that I mixed up my game enough to make it a long career.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Middleton outside. And it's good for 2.
Timeout.
Middleton's got his first 2 points.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Timeout called the Nets. They lost the last time they faced the Bucks, that one in Milwaukee.
And that was a game where you just sensed that they would get it going and somehow be able to come out with the victory, but just not in the cards on that night.
No, in the end, not even close to being in the cards. Maybe there was some hope for them early on, but by the fourth quarter, people filed out.
And a new group in for the Nets. Okafor's checked in for Zeller. Allen comes in for Hollis Jefferson. Crab's checked in for Damari Carroll. And it's LeVert in for Dinwiddie. Tony Snell's checked in for the Bucks. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Malcolm Brogdon. Crab, no good. Milwaukee leading by 14. Here's Snell. That shot off the mark. Excellent D there from Allen. Now here's Crab. He's covered closely. And Henson sends it back.
Well, Henson's an explosive leaper and really active on that play.
Snell, that's good.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And here's Russell. He's got 5 to the right side. Crab from long range. Good, and the assist goes to Russell.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
Allen against Antetokounmpo. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
LeVert the pass to Okafor. Here's LeVert. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Allen, that's good.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And John Henson with the slam.
2 areas where Giannis is improving is his poise and his awareness. That time he finds the open man.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And over the course of the Nets franchise history, some interesting decisions. I mean, back in the 90s, they came very close to changing the team name to the Swamp Dragons. I think I'm just going to leave that one right there.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. So, Greg, how close were the Nets to being the Swamp Dragons anyway?
Well, it needed a unanimous vote of all the teams to change it, but there was one vote against it. The Nets themselves voted against the change, and they had 7 owners who rotated voting duties, and the one on deck got cold feet.
Both free throws good from Okafor. Hey, Brent, with the size and speed of NBA athletes, could we see...
Oh! Okay.
That's how you attack. Wow.
Well, a big reason why Dellavedova is out there is because he can see who's available.
Now, here is Russell. He had 15 points last outing. Here's Snell, rips down the breakaway slam.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Here's Crabb, who provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Here's Dellavedova, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Hey, Brent, as we move toward a more positionless league, versatility obviously is such a key. Who do you think are some of the more versatile centers in the game right now?
Well, I'm not going to put him in any particular order, but Anthony Davis playing a little bit more of the 5 is certainly a nightmare matchup. He's expanded his range to be able to shoot threes. Kristaps Porzingis represents basketball's version of a unicorn. Nobody knows what to make of that guy. DeMarcus Cousins, we see Karl Anthony Towns exploring his game in Minnesota and the versatility he has as a passing big that can shoot from range. And Joel Embiid in Philadelphia is raising all kinds of eyebrows, Kevin. I've just never seen somebody with that kind of size and that kind of mobility have such a soft touch from the three-point line. So the new evolutionized 5 position and revolutionized 5 position is in good shape.
That's a great list.
When the Bucks ownership changed just a few years back, you could feel that there was a change for the direction of this basketball club, and they're much more focused on building from the draft, taking a lot of young players that have tremendous potential and seeing where they can go. They're doing everything they can to make this a great free agent destination. The new arena will help that.
Snell, that's good.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Crabb in the corner. Three-pointer. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Crabb's got 6. And with the Bucks in this current ownership approach, you can really see it off the court as well. They've done a great job of reaching out to the community.
I love the investment that they've made in the team. The new downtown arena is coming along. The rebrand looks awesome. I love the new logo and the color scheme that they play with and the court. A lot of attention to the details, and they've put together a pretty exciting young roster. That's the most important part.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
A different look for Milwaukee. Maker comes in for John Henson, and Jabari Parker subbed in for Antetokounmpo. Bucks leading by 14. Here's Maker, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got 3 assists now in this one. Now here's Crabb. He has 6. Picked by Okafor. Tipped away. Fast break. Here we go. The finish and the dunk by Maker.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Allen dishes to Okafor. No good on that one. Excellent D there from Parker. Maker kicks to Snell. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Brooklyn called for the foul.
Well, Tony Snell getting a chance to play as a consistent starter last season. Again, a classic guy at the two-guard spot where you want him to defend and hit some threes, and he made the most of his chance last year with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Two.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Snell, with his usage and minutes going up, he responded with better efficiency as a player.
He was much better from deep and from the floor overall last year, Kevin, settling into the role as the off guard for the Bucks, and he just looked much more comfortable shooting the three.
Harris is checked in for Crabbe. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Nets trail by 20. Russell passes to Allen. To the middle. Here's Okafor. Up and in on the layup.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
Here's Maker, and the dunk by Maker.
And just keeping his teammates involved. This is the kind of leadership you like to see.
Well, you could trademark this brand of basketball, running through the progressions and working around for decent looks.
Here's Russell after the basket by Milwaukee. Here's Okafor. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lazy play right there. You're hoping that the guy misses the shot without really doing your job in challenging it.
Now, here is Russell. Thonmaker unable to get his last shot to go. Here's Bledsoe, and the jam by Bledsoe.
You got to be wary. Eric Bledsoe's around the rim, and he's coming at you.
17 seconds left here in the first quarter. To the inside, stolen by Bledsoe. Milwaukee, another fast break opportunity here. From 13 feet, it goes down. Bledsoe's got 6 points.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
They've also taken care of some of the details in this game, and that's why they're ahead.
And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. Guys, we've seen the Bucks really take control here early.
Really good with their post presence, and it's really allowed them to establish a physical tone here in the first.
Well, they're attacking the rim in more than one way, and with that kind of success, you feel like the defense is going to make the adjustment. Then you start playing inside out.
Here's LeVert. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Parker and Maker, the lengthy big men pair. Bledsoe is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Snell in at the 3 spot.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Brooklyn's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Maker with the double team. Kicks it to Stauskas. It's stolen by Maker. And here's the break. Here's Dellavedova. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
I don't think there's many shots Dellavedova's afraid to shoot. That time on the pull-up in the face of the D.
LeVert the pass to Harris. They get a hand on it. Feeds to Allen. And Parker comes with the help. And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Pass to Stauskas. Just 5 on the clock. Here's LeVert. And a miss there on the triple. Well, the Bucks shooting has been out of this world. 74% from the field. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Brent, when you played, you were able to score in a variety of ways. Which do you think you were better at, shooting off the catch or off the dribble?
There's no doubt that shooting off the catch, Kevin, was much easier for me. I love the fact that I could get my feet set, start to anticipate when the ball was coming, who the ball was coming from, and then establish my own rhythm for each of those opportunities to cast away at the rim.
I would think, though, you'd get rhythm by working off the dribble, too.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be able to do that, but I oftentimes use that dribble to maybe create another opportunity for a teammate. And then the other idea, Kevin, is if you're a great catch-and-shoot player, the pump fake and one dribble in, that's something you have to perfect to keep the defense honest in terms of their closeouts.
Dinwiddie's checked in for Brooklyn. Malcolm Brogdon's checked in for the Bucks. And so he hits both. With Dellavedova on the team, he just seems, Brent, to be the perfect fit with the rest of the roster.
Well, Dellavedova the year before, Kevin, had one of the best catch-and-shoot percentages in the NBA. So if Giannis is getting any kind of added attention out there on the perimeter, having Delly spotted up, able to shoot the 3, that helps out your offense a bit.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
The Bucks working the ball around. And it's in there. Maker's got 6 in the quarter.
Another turnover there leading to a basket.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. It's stolen by Maker. Fast break, Milwaukee pulls up. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here in the second. And the pass to Allen. Okafor kicks to Stauskas. Allen outside. On the wing, Harris. 5 on the clock. It's stolen by Maker. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. And the dunk by Maker.
He really takes off, just never looks back.
Yeah, by the time anyone even thinks of chasing him, he's gone.
And the call will be against Thon Maker. That's his first foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
So for the Nets, Zeller, he's checked in for Okafor, and Damari Carroll subbed in for Allen. And Milwaukee with a change here, too. Middleton's checked in. Harris kicks to Zeller. Good, and Harris gets the assist. 8 points for Tyler Zeller. And it's Milwaukee's ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Here's Maker. Here's Parker, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the call. Brooklyn the foul.
Parker getting more comfortable in his early stages of his career with drawing contact on the inside.
The Bucks have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes. The first free throw is good. And the Nets adding their own G League affiliate, the Long Island Nets.
Yeah, and the Nets franchise originally, remember, based in Long Island. So nice to have that homecoming. And of course, with young talent development, so critical for this Nets organization. Having that minor league team in close proximity, very valuable.
And Parker drops them both.
Well, after the knee injury that Parker suffered as a rookie, you just really hoped all that explosiveness would come back. It did in a big way. Unfortunately, had another tear of the ACL, which started the process over again. But given his track record, I think he'll be back to form.
And the dunk by Maker.
He really takes off, just never looks back.
Yeah, by the time anyone even thinks of chasing him, he's gone.
And Stauskas has it in the corner. No good on the 3. And with Parker, that ability to cover so much distance so quickly is what makes him a tough assignment as a defender. Brett, you know, you hope the explosiveness can return after his latest setback.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He worked very hard to get it back just last season, and I expect him to do the same. And he just kept getting stronger as the season went on. That combination of Parker and Giannis on the wing started making people look at the Bucks in a little bit different light. And when Jabari's at full strength, boy, can he be explosive.
It's Carroll on the wing. Zeller dishes to Carroll. Poked away. Milwaukee, another fast break opportunity.
Oh! Yes, sir. There's some quick feed out there from Jabari Parker sprinting down, gets to the open spot, and the D could not catch up.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Over to the wing. And Parker comes with the help. Here's Middleton. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And you look at it, 8 of the last 10 points they've given up here coming in transition.
Here's Dinwiddie. He feeds it to Stauskas. Picked by Zeller. Here's Dinwiddie. No good, unable to end this run.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Staying confident in the paint, Middleton does a good job sinking that one.
Brooklyn's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Down low. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Middleton's got 6 here in this quarter.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
And Stauskas has it in the corner. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
The defense looked lost there. Get out your compass. No excuses. You got to guard the perimeter.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Well, they've been the better shooting team throughout the first half because of their patience and because of their shot selection.
To the paint. And here's the fast break. Finished off the break.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
And so it's Brooklyn with it. The feed to Carroll. He kicks to Dinwiddie. Unloads. Off the left rim and out.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Harris kicks to Dinwiddie. No good on the triple.
Well, his struggles are consuming the rest of the team here tonight. He's got to find his rhythm and find it fast.
Here's Harris. And the Nets miss again. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. Beyond the arc. And so the ball's out of bounds. Middleton touched it last. With this break, we have a chance to break down where the assist has been coming from tonight between the front and back court for Brooklyn.
This backcourt is really shouldering the load in terms of the ball movement and great assists. When you look at the overall contributions compared to the bigs, nice work on distributing the ball.
The Nets making a switch here. Hollis Jefferson's checked in. Here's Stauskas, defended by Middleton. Antetokounmpo on the double team. Here's Zeller. Rebound, Milwaukee.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Maker misses.
Yeah, just misjudged the layup. Defense has to be better. Very fortunate there.
And Carroll gets it to go.
And that's his role. That's where Carroll's at his best, the catch and shoot.
Expanding his range. Antetokounmpo can't get that one to fall. And the Nets shooting at a decent 44% clip here. The shot by Carroll no good. Milwaukee in total control.
And one thing you notice with Giannis is just how much better this team is with him on the floor. What he brings on offense and defense is as huge as any player in our league.
You know, watching Giannis and how he's able to score out there, he isn't really a consistent shooter from deep.
Well, I think what's fascinating, Kevin, is that he's dominating the game from basically around 16 feet into the rim. And with that kind of length, that's basically one step around the defender, and all of a sudden he's a threat to score or do some damage with the pass.
That's good from Antetokounmpo.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
So for the Nets, Crabbe comes in for Nick Stauskas, and it's Russell in for Dinwiddie. And then for Milwaukee, John Henson's checked in for Thon Maker, and it's Eric Bledsoe in for Parker. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. Brent, some incredible players have put on the jersey for the Bucks in their storied history. You have a favorite Bucks player who you always appreciated watching?
Well, I'll name three, Kevin. First, Jack Sikma. Second, Sidney Moncrief. And third, Terry Cummings. Those were some of the more incredible offensive teams during the 1980s that do not get enough credit.
Milwaukee in total control. They double-team Bledsoe. Ripped away. It's Carroll on the wing. To the paint, Zeller. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
And his teammates have to step up just a little bit more. He's been lights out. Needs a bit more support. Yeah, that's pretty much a perfect pass, and that's also alliteration.
The Nets shooting 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times. Wasted no time on that one. Zeller's got 6 in the quarter. Here's Middleton, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 3 assists in the game. Now the dish to Carroll. Off target from outside.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Connects from three-point range. And that's 13 points for Chris Middleton.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Russell kicks to Zeller. They double him with Middleton. Stolen by Middleton. Drops in the breakaway layup. Middleton's got 15 points.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Russell kicks to Zeller. Carroll passes to Russell. Back to Carroll. They need this. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
And he makes that one. Henson's got 20.
I love the pace he's playing with, letting his offense come to him naturally and then building upon this lead for his team.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. And they double up Russell. Knocked away. Stolen by Henson. And now running up the court, Bledsoe pushing it up. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here.
A moment here to look at the numbers for Middleton. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. He's averaging 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
His instincts naturally are to score the basketball. That ability to find the creases in the defense is something you just don't teach, and it's awesome.
Knocked loose, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
Yeah, and checking out the numbers for Antetokounmpo. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. 2nd in scoring, 4th in rebounding, and of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in block spurt.
And what he's doing right now, carving up defensive schemes at will, 2nd best scorer in the league. It's just a marvelous thing to watch and appreciate.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Inside, here's LeVert, and the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
But you go in there weak like that, and a guy like Giannis with his length is going to throw it away.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Dishes it to Okafor. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And now let's take a look at the most efficient scoring teams in the NBA. In fourth, the Bucks.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And, of course, for the Nets, I mean, they won't control their own first-round pick until 2019. There's going to be some losing along the way with not much reward.
Both free throws good for Okafor. And Greg, the Nets trading away the better part of a decade worth of draft picks when they went all in back in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, going for vets like Darren Williams and Gerald Wallace, Paul Pierce, and, of course, KG. But unfortunately, all past their prime. That team only able to get to the second round, and, boy, what a heavy price to pay for so little success in the postseason. And you'll hear some say the sleeper of that 2015 draft was Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. I mean, a fractured ankle his rookie season limited him to just those 29 games.
Shots.
But when healthy, he's shown he can be a force defensively.
That one is off. And Greg, what separates Hollis Jefferson, do you think, as an NBA defender?
Physicality, quickness to go along with anticipation. I mean, with his pressure D, he's able to suffocate perimeter players and rack up steals. And don't forget versatility. He's a guy that can guard multiple positions, and that's a huge asset for any team.
And it's good, 2 points. Middleton's got 23 points.
This is a good sign for the offense, handing the ball off to Middleton, who right now has got it going.
Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. They set the pick. There's Crabbe with a 3. A second chance effort. Rebound, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got 8 rebounds in this game. And John Henson with the slam.
And they've just been so comfortable at both ends of the floor. I mean, you'd almost think they're playing at home.
Well, the crowd got in here tonight and sat down, and that's where they stayed all night long, extremely poised, which has led to a monster lead.
The rebound by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And slam dunk by Henson.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
And so the ball out of bounds. Henson touched it last. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
And sometimes you just want a reminder of what our objectives are tonight.
Yeah, get everyone on the same page and point it in the right direction.
.12 seconds left to play in the first half. There's the screen. Picked by Okafor. Pass to LeVert. There's the triple. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Chris Middleton. Chris, it seemed like you all were dictating tempo in the first half. How did you do that?
We're getting the stops, grabbing the rebound now, just trying to push it, try to get the best shot available.
Problem solved in transition. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It was a fast pace for Milwaukee at the outset. A smoldering performance for them early as they shut down everything defensively and were clicking on offense, going 10-0 to start. They delivered a real beatdown in the first quarter, ending with a whopping lead. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, how about their ball movement? That was a true definition of team basketball. All 5 guys moving, all guys rotating, everyone touching the ball, a bunch of assists, tons of easy baskets. It gives everyone on the floor confidence when you're playing like that.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
This reminds me of myself. They're just giving away points from the free throw line. It's hard to keep pace when you keep putting guys on the line over and over. Being physical is fine, but they were out of control, way too reckless.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
The Brooklyn Museum, just one of the many places to visit here in this famous borough of New York City. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Fantastic game from John Henson so far in this one.
Yeah, the rebounding, particularly on the offensive side, as good as it gets. He was bringing the effort down low.
Yeah, those extra possessions, considering how hard it can be sometimes to find offense, become invaluable.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 41% for the game. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Setting the floor for the Nets. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Tyler Zeller. Then it's Russell. Then it's Damari Carroll. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point guard position. That one drops for him. Hollis Jefferson's got the first bucket of the third here for Brooklyn.
I'm not sure why anyone would leave him alone at that range. Head scratcher.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Here's Dinwiddie, and it's Russell in the corner. Poked away, stolen by Henson. And they're moving it up. Here's Middleton. Botches the slam dunk finish. Plenty of space. Rebounded by the Bucks. Henson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And that one's good, Brogdon. Brogdon's got 6 points.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
To the inside. And it's Russell missing.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
They get the rebound. Henson. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Henson's got 4 points this quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Dinwiddie kicks to Zeller. And again, it's the Nets missing.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Here's Bledsoe. The offensive rebound. Henson's shot is off. For Brooklyn, they've gotten just 1 of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Ball's knocked loose, stolen by Henson. by himself, and John Henson with the slam.
Good hustle by Henson. Once he gets those long strides going, he's tough to keep up with.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee, another fast break opportunity here. Got that bucket in no time at all. 34 points for Henson.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Zeller dishes to Dinwiddie. Back to Zeller. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought.
They're 1 of 5 to begin this half, guys, and they have to address this problem quickly or this could get out of hand.
Oh, great ball movement there.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Here's Bledsoe, and the jam by Bledsoe.
That's some will on the part of Eric Bledsoe. When he's taking it to the rim, he's determined to go score. He did that time.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Dinwiddie's shot is off.
Yeah, it just seems whatever they do, nothing's working right now to stop the bleeding.
I still think there's a chance you string a couple of big plays together and the tide can turn very quickly.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here's the three. Antetokounmpo grabs the miss.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
Yeah, when your shot's in the fridge like this, it's easy to lose your confidence, and that's why some of the most prolific scorers, they have short-term memories.
There's the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Bledsoe comes over to help. To the middle. Here's Dinwiddie, and the layup's good off the glass.
Commending the unselfish play there. What vision on that pass. You look up and down this Bucks roster, and you have to do that. Up and down and over and side to side. Just so much length with this team. Giannis is certainly the biggest name with the biggest wingspan, but guys like Thon Maker and Tony Snell defensively, they've got great reach as well.
Hollis Jefferson, good.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Here's Middleton. Dinwiddie with the rebound. And Brent, it seems like the Bucks are always adding length to their team.
Well, when most teams have gone smaller with their lineups, Milwaukee very curiously has collected a lot of longer players that they think can go out and do a multitude of things to make their roster a little bit more futuristic. You just can't find the bottom of the net right now. He's looking frustrated. This quarter has been a bit of a nightmare for him.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Allen comes in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And Harris subbed in for D'Angelo Russell. And Milwaukee with a change here, too. Parker's checked in for Chris Middleton.
There's just no excuse to leave someone that wide open. Communication breakdown.
Oh, Kev, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me. And Brooklyn has possession. Here's Dinwiddie, down low. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. And here we go, the Bucks running again. And the dunk by Parker.
Man, that's tough. Parker, a muscular guy, but great body control to bury that shot near the hoop.
Carroll, no one around him. Offensive rebound. That shot missing.
And he's clearly been the best rebounder on the floor today.
His rebound total now in the double digits. Been an animal all night long.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And then there's the other team. Can't say that about them. Big gap in the recent field goal percentage between these two squads.
And again, it's the Nets missing. Buck shooting has been out of this world. 74% from the field. Count the basket. Antetokounmpo's got 20 points.
And you got to wonder, how high is the ceiling for Giannis in terms of the versatility out there on the floor? Tonight, he is putting on a scoring show.
And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's his third foul of the game. And Brooklyn making a change here. Stauskas is checked in, and Milwaukee also making a switch. Tony Snell's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Here's Dinwiddie. Knocks it loose. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. And here is the shot chart as we see how things are going for Henson.
And this is the kind of performance that everyone talks about seeing in person. The way he's attacked the defense with no hesitation. The tough shots he's taken and made. Just a masterpiece. When he gets it going, he can put up some big numbers.
Shot clock at 6. They set the pick. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Allen for the 3.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Kept alive. Goes back up. He lays it in. He's got 20.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Here's Dinwiddie. Guarded by Bledsoe. Carroll kicks to Harris. Lays it up off the glass.
Coaching staff high-fiving themselves there, watching that team move the ball around, doing whatever is best for the team.
Here's Henson, and John Henson with the slam.
You don't want John Henson getting in that close. Feels like he could just reach up while he's on the ground and still get that done.
Brooklyn's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Down low, here's Allen, and slam dunk by Allen.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Inside, drops in the layup for 2. Allen's got 6 points.
And that's how you set up your teammates. Done with a little bit of flair.
Snell, no good. Nets shooting 37% so far in the third quarter, and they're not satisfied with this lack of offensive execution. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Stauskas has got his second bucket.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay. And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
He dishes it to Dinwiddie. Allen, a screen on Bledsoe. Bledsoe comes over to help. Here's Allen.
Yeah, look out! Powerful. I mean, I'm amazed there's still glass in that backboard.
Greg, look at the bench. The entire bench out of their seats.
Well, that's their guy right there, Kevin, taking down the house.
Kicks to Carroll. Fires the 3. They get it again. And stay with the play, Harris.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Snell, that's good.
No, right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Malcolm Brogdon, a second-round pick out of the University of Virginia. What a find, Greg, he has been, and you love that he can fill in at either guard spot.
And you get the feeling Brogdon was overlooked for being a 4-year player in college. Has the passing and vision of a point guard, scores well enough from inside and out to play off the ball as well.
The Buck shooting has been just uncontainable, 72%. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, we've got a second, so we'll bring up a list of shooting guards that have been red hot at the free throw line over the past month.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That's good from Snell.
I feel like the strength of this Milwaukee Buck team is in their wing play, a great collection of talent who can mix and match and play a bunch of positions, a lot of switchable defenders out there, and most of their scoring production comes from that wing position.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Okafor is checked in for Damari Carroll. Crabbe comes in for Harris. And it's LeVert in for Stauskas. And Brent with the Bucks, they are a team that can mix and match with all their options on the perimeter.
Well, the Bucks most night have an advantage, certainly on the wings, with Giannis out there and how versatile and awkward he is to play against. Jabari Parker and company, that's a lot of the scoring load from the wing position along with Middleton, and they score at an efficient rate. They'd like to get a little bit more shooting. That can make them devastating offensively.
Dellavedova, that's good.
Just giving up way too many transition opportunities.
And for the Nets, they're shooting about 42% so far. Here's Dinwiddie to the middle. Here's Okafor. Tries again. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Okafor's got 10 points.
How about the perseverance?
You saw that. Parker exploding to the hoop, and the defense can't match up with a great combination of size and speed shown on that play.
1:12 left in the third quarter of the game. Milwaukee, another fast break opportunity here. Got it. Nice one there from Dellavedova.
And you can see now they're starting to push the tempo to good effect.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for them.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
Dinwiddie's shot is off. Here's Milwaukee now. They've outscored them 10 points to 2 during this run. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Andre Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for the Nets. D'Angelo Russell comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Middleton's checked in. Timeout called, the Bucks.
And he's probably looking at some matchups on the floor he'd like to take advantage of.
I'm interested in what he's seeing and then what kind of play they run coming out of this timeout.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting the ball around 43% from the floor so far in the third quarter. Crabbe, good.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Maker misses. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting for the game at 42%. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Pass to LeVert. Okafor with a screen on Parker. Passes it to Hollis-Jefferson. Feeds to Russell. And good work on the boards, and they pick up the second chance points. Russell's got 10 points.
And that is one thing he does very well. His intensity on the glass helps lead to these high percentage putbacks for his team.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could...
Oh, look out, and then you throw up stuff like that. And you go, oh my, how does it even go in? He pulls a Houdini.
Oh, my goodness.
Unreal.
And so it's Milwaukee, enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. It seems like nothing they do can go wrong as they string together one successful possession after another and are simply running away with this one. And we'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. The Bucks shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. On the floor for Milwaukee starting the fourth quarter. They've got Vaughn. Maker out there with Wilson. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Kilpatrick in at the 2 spot. Pass to LeVert. Down low. Here's Okafor. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
That's good passing down low. He's good at working the ball deep into the post.
Got a hand on it. They recover it. And the basket by Maker.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Here's Whitehead to the paint. And again, it's Jahlil Okafor.
Man, he is just really in a flow right now. That field goal percentage has gone through the roof. And he'll take it right into the teeth of the D without thinking twice about it.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. And there's the pass to Whitehead. Here's LeVert. Takes the 3. That one's rebounded by Dellavedova. Here's Maker. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Well, next time he should do a better job, I think, of getting balanced and set up his feet. That just throws your body way out of whack and hurts your percentages.
Okafor gets the bucket.
Guys, he can get this shot anytime he wants.
Now, you bet. With his height, not many defenders are going to challenge that mid-range jump shot.
Here's Wilson. Poked away.
And listen, you can't design a play any better to get a look that good. Just couldn't knock it down.
The best players know that is going to happen, and you just can't let it get into your head. It's a shot that you want to take.
Dellavedova, that's good.
Well, somewhere out there, the weakest link was exposed by Dellavedova.
Nets have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Whitehead passes to Okafor. And then Okafor slams it in.
And a long windup and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
Yeah, he's not going to mess that one up.
Capable of making a lot of different passes. That's a good setup from Delly.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And the call will be against Thon Maker. That'll be his second foul of the game. Hey, Brent, what are some of the biggest differences between NBA play and international play?
I think in international play, and we're moving more and more towards it, Kevin, is possessions oftentimes involve 5 to 6 passes and exploring quick cuts to the basket, big guys away from the hoop, and opening up space around the lane for cutters to get in there and slicing through with passes to get available scoring opportunities. A lot of these coaches have borrowed some sets, especially during international competition with the Olympics, that they've brought back to training camps for the NBA season.
Passing, cutting, shooting. I mean, those are the most attractive things to the naked eye to see and watch.
You know what, Kevin? That sounds a lot like basketball to me.
Yeah, me too. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
Yeah, just not good court awareness there. You cannot afford to be careless. That just leads to bad turnovers.
The Bucks have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Dellavedova, that's good.
So Delly knowing the angles right there to just get a step by his defender.
Here's Whitehead, defended by Dellavedova. Here's Wilson. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Well, no defender is going to have a shot against that kind of play. He's just too tall to stop that close to the rim.
One shot, gentlemen.
And Brent, every year on average, it seems like players get a little taller, they can jump a little higher, they run a little faster. What are your thoughts about raising the rim above 10 feet where it stands now?
That's a great question, Kevin. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. But
I can see you shaking your head and you kind of laughed at it.
I just can't see it
The
happening.
game is hard enough as it is right now, right? Is that what you're saying?
It is. I like your idea about making the court a little bit bigger, but 10 feet seems to be a pretty good number for where that tin sits.
About right, huh? Nick Stauskas is checked in for Brooklyn. And there's a whistle. That goes on Quincy Acey. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Here's Dellavedova, and they cash in right away with the quick shot.
Well, the contributions have been huge from Delly in this one, sustaining his scoring ability in this one.
Here's Whitehead. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Just 4 to shoot. Stauskas inside the line. Hits the front of the rim and out. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Here's Wilson. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And every offensive board is an extra possession. If you're trying to compete from this far down, you cannot allow that.
Yeah, second chance points are demoralizing, especially after you worked hard to get the stop in the first place.
Fast break, Milwaukee. Here's Kilpatrick. Tries again, and he sinks the layup. Brooklyn's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Okafor dishes to Crabb. Back to Okafor. Fires from 14. He squares up and sinks it. Okafor's got 10 points in the quarter.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive. Now, you could see some miscommunication on the defensive end of the floor that time. No excuse for letting a player get that good a look on that possession.
Here's Whitehead. That's tipped, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. There's a check in for Crabb. Knocked loose, stolen by Dellavedova. Here's Wilson, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Yeah, good job with the anticipation, and then the quick hands results in points off the break.
Now, sometimes you calculate the risks, and he did it there, but couldn't have turned out any better.
Ball's knocked loose, stolen by Wilson, goes up. Oh!
Yeah. And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
The feed now to Okafor. To the wing right side. Here's Whitehead. He kicks it to Okafor, and the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
You know, he has single-handedly helped them carve into this lead thanks to his scoring in the quarter.
In other sports, the drafts have so many rounds, the scouts have a lot of work to do, but with only 2 rounds in the NBA draft, Brent, can the GM really just cover most of it?
I think the GMs, at least the smartest GMs, Kevin, have a great team behind them that gets out there, gathers as much information as possible, and does as much in terms of not only the play, but the player, the dynamics of the player, his characteristics, what he's about, to bring all that information to a general manager and present it to him before the draft. Teams do a great job of targeting guys that they think are going to enhance their roster.
And now the international realm comes into play, too.
Well, if I signed you up for my Mediterranean scouting service, Kevin, would you do it?
Yeah, I do it for free.
I'll see you over there.
The Nets have gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth, 8 of 12. Here's Whitehead. Rebounded by Maker. Maker's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Wilson. Doesn't get it to drop for him. The Nets go the other way with it. Here's Whitehead. Defended by Dellavedova. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Dinwiddie's checked in for the Nets. Tony Snell's checked in for Milwaukee. Pick by Okafor. Here's Allen. Rebound by Dellavedova. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth.
And nicely done, running the floor well, then attacking the rim.
The exclamation point in transition with the high percentage finish.
Harris outside. To the wing on the left. Allen outside. He feeds it to Dinwiddie. They set the screen. Shot clock at 6. Allen kicks to Stauskas. Fires the 3. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
And the dunk by Maker.
Oh, man, gotta love that pass there. Couldn't ask for a better one.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
Over in the corner, Allen. Here's the screen to the middle. Here's Okafor. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Thon Maker. Hey, Brent, in other sports, later draft picks often become all-star level players. That seems to be much more rare in the NBA. Why do you think that is?
I'm not sure, Kevin, and there are a lot of great finds for NBA teams in the second round and even late into the second round as guys who make solid contributions not only to their team right away because they might be more mature players that are passed over because the young guys show potential. I think that scouts do a great job of finding that rare talent. Maybe they're selected a little bit more early than they would be in previous drafts. There's much more information out there for GMs to get at.
That free throw missing. Jason Terry, he's checked in for Milwaukee. And he's good on the second. And for Milwaukee, they're shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. It's stolen. Here's Snell, lays it up and banks it in. Snell's got 30.
Well, he's got a baton in the right hand as he's orchestrating what's going on. A maestro, if you will.
Tipped away. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Here's Dinwiddie. Terry covering. Dinwiddie kicks to Harris. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Snell. Second chance shot, and it's Maker laying it in. Maker's got 32 points.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
That's the kind of guy who does things that breaks the backs of their opponents because they're about wanting it more than the other guy you're up against.
During the pre-draft process, Brent, we're seeing more and more players refuse to work out for certain teams and for a variety of reasons. How would you feel about drafting a player who declined to work out for you?
I think I feel much better, Kevin, if I had a tremendous track record and confidence in the scouts that I have deployed throughout the season who've gone out and seen these players, not just once or twice, but 10 or 12 times over, where we could still make the assumption about what this player can do for our organization without having some personal time or the individualized workout. So it's up to your staff to do their diligence.
And he makes the first. The Bucks making a switch here. Parker's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And the dunk by Parker.
Love how he finishes off drives, Kevin. He is determined to get to the rim.
Brooklyn's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. The first one falls. Over the decades, the way the league has grown, phenomenal, due in no small part to the leadership. Brent, what are some of the key traits you've seen of these two great NBA commissioners?
I think the one thing about both David Stern and Adam Silver that they have done a great job with is that they're approachable. There doesn't seem to be a time, at least in an NBA player's career, where they don't feel like they could either call the office and within maybe a day or two hear from somebody from the league office. But the fact that both David Stern and Adam Silver find their way out to arenas throughout the regular season, come to see every team, that approachability, I think, far and away sets those two gentlemen aside.
Allen with it, and Terry picks him up defensively. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Yeah, no question. It looks like they've rented out room along the perimeter in this ball game, and they're likely to keep doing this until the defense makes an adjustment.
And there's 1:45 left to play in the final quarter. They set the pick. Parker with the steal. And now Terry pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Drops in the breakaway layup.
You have two things working here, the turnover and then the excellent finish.
And good job of transitioning end to end there. There was no hesitation.
Dinwiddie kicks to Stauskas. Inside, here's Okafor. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Okafor's got 30.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bucks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And in a 3-game season series, they take the first 2, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Henson.
He came in with a focus and brought that dominant performance to the defense all night long, controlling the pace of the game and was firing on all cylinders.
They get it again. Here's Okafor. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Timeout called, the Bucks. They lead. 36 seconds left in the game. What's your take, guys?
And guys, just avoid the unnecessary fouls here. That's about the only thing that can get them in trouble at this point.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, John Henson.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Teams need contributions from everybody to win on the road, not just the stars. And he's done more than his share tonight, an outstanding performance. And that one falls for Okafor. Both free throws good from Okafor. 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Parker drives in, and the dunk by Parker.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
And you could just see everything coming together like a perfect storm, and they just rolled on through. This is where you want the shots to come from, deep inside the paint and high percentage opportunities.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Now the team came in fired up from the opening tip. You could see the focus. They're ready to do battle.
And Parker comes with the help. Okafor kicks to Stauskas. Pick by Okafor. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
He used that screen to perfection and got a wide open look to knock down the jumper.
Here's Maker and the dunk by Maker.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Here's Dinwiddie. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Jabari, looks like you're getting back in stride, and you have certainly had adversity with the knee injuries the last few years. How have you been able to battle through them?
It's been tough, to tell you the truth, but, you know, the race is not won to the swift, but the one to endure, so I'm trying to keep that motive.
You have certainly endured and thrived, Jabari. Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. We'll see you later.